Welcome back to the Arsenal podcast. Welcome back, the Courses Arsenal Army. Welcome about everybody who's new. You're welcome, by the way, to the family. You're welcome. It's a big family, a big Arsenal family. You're very, very welcome. If it's your first time here, to join the family, you just subscribe. There's a red button. It must be around there on besides the channel name. Just a red button. Just click it, click on it. Make sure it's no longer red. If it's red, you're not part of this family. But if it's not red, if you've already subscribed, you're part of the family. And of course, if you want the daily updates, you just click the notification bell besides the word subscribe. I mean, as simple as that. You join the family. You become one of those gunners that are always updated with what is going on around our club. I'm going to be talking about so many things today. Especially in the world of transfers. I'm just looking at into my book and I'm like, is this really happening? Do I have all this on my table? But yes, I do. And of course, before we get any further, thanks everybody for subscribing, and thanks everybody who hits that like button. Thanks everybody who buys the super chats. Thanks for the support, and of course, you know how to support the the podcast. Smash the like button, your comment. That is the first step. Before you think about anything monetary, smash the like button, the comments. That is the first way you can support the Arsenal podcast. And of course, it's the daily transfer news, right? So we're going to be discussing so much. Vinicius Jr., £38 million, rated winger, striker from Real Madrid. Arsenal is interested. The man on your screen, Coutinho, again, another player that we were linked so much with. I think the fact that Kiajo Rapchin is at Arsenal and he is his agent, he has brought in players like Cedric, players like David Louis, players like Willian. Probably we stand a chance to sign Coutinho. Who says no? We shall be talking about Eduardo. Also in Edward, we shall be talking about Messi Ozil to Tottenham Hotspur, and we shall be also talking Saliba to PSV and Hoven. Where do you get that apart from the Arsenal podcast? Guys, subscribe. On a serious note now, big man thing now, subscribe. Let's get this subs in. The like target is 200 likes, all right? Like target is 200 likes. That is it. I mean, you hit the like button, you subscribe, you get the comments in. It's over. It's time for the news. No more adverts right now. So I'll start off with Coutinho because he is in the title, and I don't want this to be a clickbait. Arsenal are considering a loan move for Coutinho this January transfer window. Obviously, everybody knows that we are looking for that kind of player that is exceptional in the midfield, exceptionally gifted, exceptionally intelligent. You can name all the qualities you want in an Arsenal midfield signing this season, because I know every Arsenal fan knows that kind of player we are missing in the midfield. So the reports are saying that Arsenal would want to go for Coutinho if House Semowa does not actually come through, or if Emi Buendia, if Emi Buendia's price keeps on rising and rising and rising, because right now it's at 40 million, and of course I expect it to keep rising and rising as we go into the January transfer window. So, but however, we are thinking about a loan deal, not actually buying him. And Barcelona are saying, if we are going to be tempted to let him go, if you're going to be tempted to let Coutinho go, it's not going to be a loan deal. It's going to be cash down. It's going to be cash down. And I'm asking myself, how much would they want in Coutinho? Probably 70 or 60 million. Is Arsenal willing to pay 60 million for a 28-year-old? But then I remember we brought in Willian and we gave him a 3-year contract at 32 years of age with massive wages at around 250k a week. So probably Coutinho has a chance of joining Arsenal. But Barcelona saying it's either a permanent deal or he is not going anywhere. I don't see it as a move that can happen in January. I want to be honest with you guys. I don't see it as a move that can happen in January. Yeah, he's a nice player. He's a talented player. He's what we need. Better than what we have. You can use all the lamentations and exclamations on there, but I don't see him join Arsenal. I just don't see him join Arsenal, at least in January. Maybe in the summer, because in the summer, I think Barcelona needs a complete squad workshop, just like Arsenal. They will try to get out many players as they can, the Coutinhos, the Griezmanns of this world, and so many others, the Umutitis and so on. But in the January transfer window, they cannot take that risk. They just can't take that risk. So that is there. I mean, the Felipe, Coutinho story is there. But the more interesting one today, I think we should be talking about is Vinicius Jr., Real Madrid winger, 20 years of age, linked with Arsenal. Reports are saying that we want to again go for another loan deal for him in January, just to solve the goal-scoring crisis at Arsenal, based on the fact that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has started getting injuries. I mean, you need to prepare for that, don't you? Toss. We need to prepare for that. We need to prepare for that because if Aubameyang gets a long-term injury, no one at Arsenal can give you 15 goals in a season, right? Even if you're creating reigns and reigns of goals. Don't say Alexander Lacazette. Please don't say that name. I know you rate him highly, but he is, overrated. So, look, if we are going for if you're going for Vinicius Jr. from Real Madrid, Madrid are saying they are not selling him. They would consider a loan deal for the player, but actually not sell him. So we can't buy him. We are just taking him for a loan deal. Whether he works or doesn't work, he goes back to Real Madrid. Right now in this January transfer window, like I'm one of those Arsenal fans who believe we should go for anything that can save us. It is survival. It is not feeding. We're not there to feed the team. It is surviving. We need to just go for whatever thing our survival instincts tell us. That is what we have to go for. Whether they tell us that Messi or Ronaldo can save us, we just go. We just need to go for it. So Real Madrid are open for the loan deal. Is Arsenal serious? Are we serious about Carlos Vinicius? He's a winger kind of striker, maybe the Gabriel Martinelli type. He can play for you as a striker. He can play for you as a winger. But of course, we have a couple of wingers. If he's coming in, then he's coming up as coming in as a backup striker. Let us wait and see how these things will be manning up, because I don't have much more information on that deal. Still rumors. Now, we have also bad news. Ozil is linked with Tottenham Hotspur, and he worked with Jose Mourinho though, but he has rejected the move. He has rejected all the rumors. They're saying he could actually be heading to Tottenham Hotspur, and he says if he's going to walk away from Arsenal, it's going to be abroad. It's going to be a move abroad, so he's not going to be moving to Tottenham Hotspur. And my chest was like, just imagine that Spurs team having Mesut Ozil releasing Kane and Son and Bergwijn and Lo Celso all the time. That is bad news. And Bale, that is really bad news. So I wouldn't want Ozil to cross over to Tottenham Hotspur, not to Manchester United, not to Chelsea, not to Liverpool, not anywhere close to those clubs. You get me. So I think, if he says he doesn't want Spurs, good. Let him go to Fenerbahce. Let him go to Galatasaray. Let him go to Dallas. I mean, those clubs are there, Mesut Ozil. Please don't go to Tottenham Hotspur. Please don't go there. William Saliba wants a move out of Arsenal as soon as possible in the January transfer window, and PSV are interested. They're saying, give us the highly rated defender. We know what to use him for. And this is interesting. This is really interesting. Ajax is one of those clubs that have always had this young talent. They have nurtured them. They have done whatever kind of thing you think about, young talents. And I think if you give them William Saliba, it's a guarantee it's going to become a success. It's going to be a successful story out there with Ajax. But do we need to let go William Saliba right now? I still don't. My heart still can't believe that William Saliba needs to be out on loan. It just doesn't tell me. I can see an injury crisis when you have two defenders are Arsenal injured, and you have to play Shkodran Mustafi and Callum Chambers. Imagine, or Shkodran Mustafi and Rob Holding. We don't want to go to such, we don't want to go to such, scenarios, because if you have Saliba, then there are less chances that you're going to have, a scenario where Mustafi pairs up with Holding or Chambers. But anyway, PSV is interested. As it's a good move for the player, a very good move for the player. I think when you are a young player and you go to Dortmund, Ajax, Gladbach, FC Porto, Benfica, Sporting Lisbon. Yeah, I think your future is secure. Your future is secure if you have the talent. If you don't have the talent, you're gonna be kicked out of of those clubs because they deal with real quality. So if you look at the kind of players Ajax and PSV have been bringing in, yeah, you'll be like, PSV, yeah, Ajax, yeah, the ZX. You think about them and you're like, yeah, man, So, look, I don't want him to go, but if he's going to Ajax or PSV, I know his future is safe there. And what's interesting is that he's gonna go out to PSV. They get Champions League football. Barcelona see him, Madrid see him, and they want to buy him. Where do you go from there? I don't want to talk about that. What else? I mean, lastly is Juventus and Milan are interested in Hudson Edward as well as Arsenal. This is bad news, but I've always thought Arsenal would not go for Hudson Edward. Yeah, I've always thought like that. I've always thought Arsenal would not go for Hudson Edward. I've always believed that if Arsenal were to go for Hudson Edward, it should have been earlier. But the fact that we don't have a striker crisis, Aubameyang is there, Gabriel Martinelli is coming back, Lacazette is still there. I don't think Arsenal is thinking about planning for the future. Arsenal doesn't do that. Arsenal doesn't sign players for the future. Like you'd see Chelsea saying, we have a one-man mount that can be a leader at the club in the next 3 years. Does Arsenal do that? We don't. That doesn't look like we do. So Hudson Edward, by the fact that he doesn't, he might not be heavily needed at the club, I don't see Arsenal going for him. So it's either Juventus or Milan. And Milan are in very good form. They are topping the league. I mean, everything is going on so well for Milan. So they look more attractive. They're gonna tell him, come here, we win the league. You're the only you're the only missing piece for us to be champions. What kind of player is going to refuse such a club? Unless they're crazy, because I've seen some crazy players around there. But if they're not crazy, they'll take that deal. Anyway, guys, that is it. Can I just give you a wrap up? Vinicius Junior loan deal. Arsenal is interested. Filippo Coutinho as well, a loan deal. Still Arsenal. Hudson Edward to Milan and Juventus. Ozil reportedly interested. No, Tottenham interested in Ozil. And PSV want William Saliba. That is it for now. What should I say? Subscribe, like the videos. 200 likes. That's enough, right? Come on, you Arsenal army. Come on, you Cosis Arsenal army. Come on, you Gunners. Bye bye.